Okay. Greetings. My name is Amir Sankofa Kwali with Has Life Coaching Ministry. Um, my contact information, of course, if you want to get a hold of me, ask me some questions, or select my services, or get information about my Reiki school of training and certification. It's pretty good. It's an online school, so no matter where you are across the country, I am certified in everything that I'm going to train you on. So all across the country, I can certainly do it online. And how you'll be able to contact me, like most instructors, just do it via email. We can video chat, or you can give me a call on the phone. So, you know, pretty much any questions you have. Um, Normally with our courses, they come with a manual, they come with a quiz, a test, and some homework. It depends on how big the course is. The courses, all the courses are self-paced. So it's not a situation where I give you a time requirement because I understand that people have busy lives. And again, I'm pretty much in, well, I don't want to use the word competitors. That's a negative word to use. But a lot of people who offer the course as well, you will find that my courses are pretty reasonable. And I do have levels of Reiki 1 through 18. And I have other, of course, Reiki techniques like Angel Reiki. It's one that's called Attraction Reiki, which I'm going to just briefly discuss a little bit. And that has 1 through 3 levels as of right now that I know of. And again, it's pretty interesting if you're wanting to understand and learn about Reiki. I'm not going to go into the whole theory of Reiki and where it came from because guess what? You need to take the course to figure it out. Okay. However, I will explain to you about Reiki, and I have jotted down a couple of notes because I want to stay on point. Because, again, if you saw my other videos, I tend to ramble. So, I don't want to ramble. So, with Attraction Reiki, of course, it's an easy system to utilize. And you can basically helps you to create an aura of success because you're trying to do, basically, if you're thinking about the law of attraction, which Reiki has that as well. But to go into other details with you about Reiki, Reiki is certainly a how can I explain? I can't explain it in like one word, but I did jot down a sentence. Basically, it's a form of energy healing. Okay, that's the hindsight of things. As I discussed, prior, and I told you about I gave you the zodiac Reiki, which I thought was a real interesting system. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that because I already went into that. So let me look at my notes again. And then I talked about basically it does raise your vibration. It's, as far as your energy, it raises your consciousness, it makes you more aware. It's to the point where you can feel certain levels of a person's aura, or you can feel maybe an element that may be bothering them, like it may be their leg or maybe their foot, and you could, you know, do the Reiki upon that. However, that's a whole nother story. How I know, because I'm a Reiki. Oh, I didn't tell you. I'm a Reiki Grandmaster as well. So, and I've been trained. Now, y'all want me to talk? Keep it real. Okay, so I've been trained through, I think, possibly 4 different types of masters. Okay, in the Reiki field. So, I okay, in choosing and the selecting. That's even with selecting. I hope you select me, but if you don't, I certainly understand because it does have to be a fit. You have to feel comfortable with a particular Reiki master because that person is training you and offering you substance, and you want to feel comfortable with them. Because I've had some non bedside manner Reiki masters that you would not believe, and then I've had one. I've had two that was pretty decent. I had one that barely gave me my certificate. I had to hunt her down to get my certificate. I didn't really like that. And I had another one that I did the class in person, and she said, "Well, we don't give out certificates." I'm like, "Well, what was the point of me paying for it and taking your course and spending all day here if you weren't going to give me a certificate?" Well, you should have let me know that. And I did ask her that up front. She said, "Yes, we do," but she wound up after a year giving me my certificate. Said, "Oh, well, we offer them now." Okay, whatever. So. again, you have to find a marriage, and I hold no harbor or hold any harbor any ill feelings. It's just you have to find something body that's comfortable for you to select your training with anything. It's just like a hairdresser. Like if you go to a hairdresser, you go to a doctor, you want somebody that you don't have to have. You can definitely can have somebody direct. They don't have to be the nicest person in the world, but as long as they know their stuff and you feel comfortable with their material that they're offering. Um, and certainly I have videos to give to my students. I just have not released the videos yet because it is so long. It's hard to really upload. So I've given them other videos that I found along the way, but I actually do offer them, and I probably will teach my video, but I have to find a willing participant because most of my clients are like, I don't want to be on video, and no, none of my family members, they're supportive, but of course, who wants to be on a video? It's just not everybody want to do it. I don't even want to do it. So how can I, require somebody else to do it? So and going on with the attraction, Reiki, it is definitely an easy system to use. It's probably one of the most easiest Reiki systems. Even when the near mention of Reiki for me, I can't explain it on anybody else level, but for me, my hands get a tingle, and like around here, my fingers and palms, I can feel a certain tingle feeling within it, and it's wild. It's a wild thing. So mostly, if you see people do like this, they're channeling energy in some cases. Okay. But anyway, we'll talk about that later when I start teaching the Reiki. When I get it, my students know when I do my videos. So you definitely, basically the manual, and I'm just going to mention a couple of brief things that the manual listed. They talk about two ways for you to work, that it could work for you. One way will be the energy system, of course, will help you to raise your own personal magnetism of magnifying, or amplifying the touch towards somebody to get somebody to draw them in, and also exploration. So you want to be able to explore, certain techniques. So the second one, of course, that they do mention, let me see if I can't even read my own handwriting, but whatever. So it talks about the energy healing. And of course, you as the practitioner, once you get to the third level, you're considered a master teacher. The first level, it's just like a knowledge base where you learn. The second level is where you can certainly begin to start working on clients. And of course, the way that Reiki is alternative healing. So you don't necessarily, you do need to be certified, but the way the certification works, as long as you're certified through a Reiki master, and you have the right to ask for their certification, or more than likely, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even ask none of the people I roll with, because what I found out is like mostly the way that the Reiki community is, it's like mostly everybody's in the same association. So my Reiki master, what I found out later on down the line, the one that I really felt, she's actually in, well, two of them, the two different ones, they're actually in the Reiki association that I'm in. So I was like, okay, so you know what I mean, more than likely they're in the Reiki association, they are certified. However, you can still ask for a certification, but I really don't, because who else is gonna, more than likely people will know. But the way that it is, more than likely, utilizing your Reiki certification, because in UK is a little bit differently, but not really. So some of my classes I've been trained through UK, through a UK professor, and some of them United States, and some of them even in Africa. So it just depends. But here you do not have to. You can get. It's just kind of like a massage therapist thing, but not quite, right? Because you have to take this test. You have to take a state test for the Reiki master. You do not, because it is alternative, healing, energy healing. So it's alternative health, as they call it. So you can certainly go through a Reiki master. That is really mostly the one of the biggest requirements. And also just getting a certificate, making sure you're able to get a certificate. But more than likely, you're probably going to be going into business for self, more than likely, because again, this is alternative. I would recommend that you do go into practice and kind of see how your town or your city is set up, and then go from there, and just kind of know on how you're going to do your business. You can always, work inside of maybe a natural food, whole food store. Talk to them, show them your certification, let them know about your license. And I am a nonprofit as well, so you might want to do that. I don't know, whichever way you want to play it. And definitely, I would also become a part of association, because association does make you a little bit more legitimate. So it's always good, and besides, it's always good to network with different people, because you can learn so much. Even as a grandmaster, I'm constantly learning, and I'm learning different forms of Reiki. It's not just that level, that the particular level that I utilize. But there are so many different forms of Reiki. Reiki has been here since the beginning of time. It didn't just start in Japan. But okay, I'm getting to a tangent. That's why I try to write down these notes, because you see how I just went off topic. So you want to be able to, you know, utilize Reiki, learn Reiki in different forms, because some forms may not fit you. Like the particular Reiki that I use, some of my students, went ahead and took the course, but they was like, the energy felt a little weird. But the way that I teach it, I try to teach it so they can understand it. And any question that they have, and I try to formulate the questions. I always try to give them questions. Some Reiki masters just straight up, you don't take no test, you don't take nothing. They just like, boom, here's your certificate, you pay for the course. I don't operate like that, because how are people going to really learn? And if I'm giving you a certificate, you gotta learn. You gotta at least know what you're talking about, even if it's an open book. It's still a learning of what you're talking about, and you're gonna utilize it. So I think that's important. And also, when you do your atonements, again, Reiki has been upgraded so many times, and it's been done through different ways. It's always a new master. Even myself, I'm creating a Reiki formula, or atonement, I guess is what we want to call it. So many masters have gone on since the eras, different eras and different moments, and different Reiki teachers have taught different Reiki teachers from their students' perspective, to learn different Reikis. So it's always good to try to create your own Reiki and sell that and pass that out and give that to people and certify people. And make sure you do copywriting benefits. Make sure you give proper acknowledgement to the person that, of course, sent you the Reiki. But I do have options where you could at least maybe, let people know, hey, this is the person who wrote this and created this manual. Because of the end of the day, I'm not trying to prop this person up. I am trying to, you know, do my business, but at the same time, I'm gonna put your information on there. But I will certainly, this is where it came from, because it's copywritten. But I'm not gonna, because I want people to come to me, of course, because I'm offering the course. So it's just a way that we have to do it. We have to make sure we give credit where credit is due, because the person that created that manual. See, again, I'm talking on a tangent. But making sure that we're giving, we're able to help people more effectively in this life, because it's really, at the end of the day, it is all about healing. It's all about helping our people. It's all about taking everybody to the next level in their life, and having not just living, but having a healthier form of living. It's very important during nowadays, that people live and eat healthy and exercise. That's something I need to get back on heavily. But yeah, definitely understanding the growth of energy. And everybody, you may take Reiki and it may not feel really good to you. Sometimes, and by the time the Reiki 1 is self-explanatory, Reiki 2, Reiki 3, and then once you get past all the other levels, they begin to start talking about the symbols and how you utilize them. Reiki 4, what I thought was pretty cool, because you create your own Reiki symbol, because again, like the Reiki symbol, which I probably should have drawn out, but I'm not. Anyway, well, let me see. Let me get a Reiki symbol. I got a stone. Hold on one second. I gotta go to my altar. Okay, here it is. And even touching it makes me feel a certain kind of way. Do you see? Okay, so for at any rate, with one of these particular Reiki symbols, people create them based upon the energy that they pick up off of them. It may not be all the Reiki symbols. That's really not a good example. But let me get another one. Um, but this one, oops, hold on. This one means totally different than it's not wasn't it didn't start off as a Reiki symbol. So and to get my in order for you to get in order for me to explain that better to you or to learn more about that, you have to take the class. I'm not getting ready to give you all the juice, right? So more than likely a lot of Reiki symbols are not going to start off, and if you utilize, even when I started showing you certain things, they're not going to mean the same thing as originally what the word means. However, please keep in mind that it's all about the energy that picks up and how you draw for that, because you could imagine something. You could imagine someone a symbol of a park. That could be possibly a Reiki. I know this sounds crazy, but it's true. And just imagine it when you're tapping into that person's energy, whether you're touching them physically, because it's just really an energy massage. So whether you're touching them physically or whether you're just kind of, just for example, you're and thinking about something and then trying to heal them from that perspective. Oh, and by the way, let me tell you something. Everybody is not an energy healer either. So I just want to mention it, as I told you about tarot. Either you have it or you don't. This is another one of these things, because you might not be able to tap into it. That's why I told you from the get go that some of my students, liked Reiki, but they didn't feel anything with it. And it's because they, in some cases, they just didn't feel that particular energy. So I found something else for them and they felt this or felt that. You know what I mean? That's why it's different forms of Reiki. And it just depends on who you are and what you're trying to do. I'm trying to be an ultimate healer. I'm trying to learn every healing technique that possible that I can learn to help my people. Because we need help. And I mean that in a good way. But we do need help. And it's because I love y'all. So anyway, I'm signing off. I think I talked enough. And this will probably be the last video for this week. Unless I get a request. I have to do one video. But I'm trying to wait on people to select votes on someone wanted me to do a tarot video on a celebrity, and oh god, I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you who they. A lot of people you already know what the hots and the hots happening right now. The hot stuff going on right now in the celebrity news. I really don't watch idiot TV too much, but I will occasionally throw on the celebrity news or watch the news or watch a documentary. I'm a documentary watcher. And I watch certain movies on occasion. But anyway, thank you so much for signing off. Well, I'm signing off, not you, but I'm signing off. And hopefully you will subscribe to me and select my videos and like, and call me, because I need you. Thank you.